Imagine waking up tomorrow morning in a world where the word Monday doesn't exist. You reach for your phone to check the date, but there are no numbers. You look at your wrist, but there is no watch. You don't know if it's your birthday, you don't know if it's a holiday, and you have no way of knowing if a new year has begun. You are simply existing in an endless, nameless now. For thousands of years, this was the reality of the human race. Yet, even without a single ticking clock, our ancestors managed to build empires, plant crops with perfect precision, and predict the movement of stars. How did they do it? How did we go from a world of silence to a world where every second is counted? Today, we are traveling back to the very beginning to uncover the secret history of how humans captured the invisible beast we call time.
Hello and welcome. If you're new here, welcome to Amazing 5.
Our journey starts long before the year January 1st, 001. Before the first calendar was ever carved into stone, time wasn't something you read. It was something you felt. Our ancestors lived by the rhythm of their heartbeat and the movement of the heavens. They didn't have an app to tell them when winter was coming. They had to watch the way the shadows grew longer on the ground and listen to the way the wind changed its tune through the trees. Imagine a prehistoric tribe gathered around a fire. To them, time was a circle, not a straight line. They noticed that the moon had a life of its own. It would grow from a thin silver sliver into a bright glowing eye, and then slowly fade away over 29.5 days. This was the world's first page of a calendar. It was the lunar rhythm. In ancient India, this became the basis of the Panchang, a system so precise that it linked the phases of the moon to the very energy of the human body. But as humans began to build, they needed something more stable than the shifting moon. They needed to tie time to the earth itself. This is where the story becomes cinematic. Travel with me to the green, misty plains of Britain. There stands Stonehenge, a massive circle of stones weighing thousands of pounds. For centuries, people thought it was just a place of worship. But science has revealed it was something much more practical. It was a giant, solar-powered clock. On the longest day of the year, June 21st, the sun rises in a perfect line with the stones. Our ancestors didn't need a digital watch. They built a clock out of the earth itself. Now, fly across the ocean to the sun-drenched coast of Odisha, India. Here lies the Konark Sun Temple, designed as a massive stone chariot for the sun god. It features 12 pairs of beautifully carved wheels. These weren't just decorations. Each wheel represents a month, and the 8 spokes in each wheel represent the 8 prahars, 3-hour segments, of a day. By looking at where the sun's shadow fell on these spokes, ancient Indians could tell the time down to the exact minute. While the rest of the world was struggling to count days, these time engineers were measuring life with the precision of a modern stopwatch. As civilizations grew, the need for a global system became urgent. In 46 BCE, Julius Caesar looked at the Roman calendar and saw chaos. The seasons were drifting, harvest festivals were happening in the middle of winter. He created the Julian calendar, introducing the 365-day year and the leap year. However, there was a tiny error. The Earth doesn't take exactly 365.25 days to orbit the Sun. It takes slightly less. For centuries, no one noticed. But by the year 1582, that tiny error had grown into 10 full days. The calendar was broken again. This led to one of the most bizarre moments in human history. Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar to fix the drift. To reset the clock, he did something unthinkable. He deleted 10 days from existence. People went to sleep on the night of October 4th, 1582, and when they woke up the next morning, it was October 15th. 10 days of history simply vanished into thin air. Imagine the confusion. People felt they had been robbed of 10 days of their lives, yet this glitch is the reason your calendar works perfectly today. So, why 12 months? Why 365 days? The answer lies in the dance of the spheres. We have days because the Earth spins on its axis every 24 hours. We have months because the moon orbits us every 30 days. And we have years because it takes us 365 days to complete our grand journey around the sun. But as we look at our modern watches today, we realize we have lost something precious. Our ancestors saw time as a connection to the stars and the seasons. To them, time was a living thing. Today, for many of us, time is a prison of deadlines and alarms. We spend our lives saving time or wasting it, forgetting that time is simply the space in which we live. The story of the calendar is the story of the human mind trying to find order in the vastness of the universe. From the silent stones of Stonehenge to the intricate wheels of Konark, and finally to the digital screens in our pockets, we have always been obsessed with the tick-tock of existence. But remember this: the calendar didn't start on January 1st, year 0001. Time was flowing long before we gave it a name, and it will flow long after we are gone. The true calendar isn't hanging on your wall or glowing on your phone. The true calendar is in the rising sun, the changing leaves, and the rhythm of your own breath. So the next time you look at your watch, don't just look at the numbers. Think of the thousands of years of human brilliance that went into capturing that second. And remember that while we have finally learned how to measure time, the greatest challenge of all is still learning how to truly live within it.